Right, welcome everybody to another episode of Chris and Dave's Reality Cast. I am one of your hosts, Chris Phelps, and my co-host and very good friend is Mr. Dave Horrocks.
Hey there, Chris, and hello to our listeners out there. Welcome to Chris and Dave's Reality TV Cast. We are covering Married at First Sight UK, episodes 9 through to 12. Now, Chris, I am still loving this series, I do have to say. And before we get into it, I just want to point out, because people outside the UK not able to watch this series live, but it is all there on YouTube, Chris. So I'll tweet out, but I did put in our Discord group. There's a site, I think it's called Aussie TV Reviews or something like that. And they're sticking each of the episodes on there. Now, you can't watch it from within the UK, but we can watch the Channel 4 version anyway. So everywhere else, it seems you can get that. Now, Chris, where do you want to start with this lot?
Well, I've got a little bit of tea, Dave, and I'm thinking you've probably seen the same. So we've got the new couple, Ant and Alexis, and I want to talk about them. However, videos have unearthed, Dave, of Ant on a show with Jimmy Carr and the girl who's actually the presenter of Ready to Mingle, Catherine, I think she's Canadian or whatever she is. She's the presenter of Ready to Mingle, which means coincidentally, I'll be honest with you, he's absolute hot garbage, Dave. It's just actually, he's gone right off the boil.
Gambled correctly there.
Correctly, yeah. It's not good. It's a Bachelor ripoff and it just doesn't hit any height at all. That I've watched it and it's just pretty crap. But anyway, Ant's on this show with Jimmy Carr. You go on with your girlfriend, your ex comes in, sits between you. He's got a bit of an Ivan Drago, he's got the flat top days looking good, and he sat there with this really pretty girl. And he's just a wannabe. It's from 3 years ago. On the same episode is Nikita, Dave. She's going through she's the piggy in the middle of another relationship. Then she comes back on the year later. And, we've had stuff again this week with Morag as well. This is all wannabes wanting to be something on TV. And I'm questioning anybody on this show. However, I fucking love this show, Dave, so much. It's so good.
I would be surprised if anyone was here for the actual experiment. Maybe Luke, maybe he's gone in there genuinely, but they're all wannabes, Chris. This is Bachelor. This is Love Island. The fact that it's getting married. In those earlier seasons that I was telling you about, it was a legal marriage, whereas this one isn't. So it's just got all a bit showbiz, all a bit fake, but I still love it. Yeah. It's fantastic. And I thought, I hadn't actually seen that video, but what I'd seen was Jordan, had apparently split up with his girlfriend of 11 years just before he went on to Married at First Sight. And guess what, Chris? She doesn't have blonde hair, blue eyes and tan. She's got dark hair. So I don't know what Jordan was on. I think he specified his fantasy shag. What was that? Oh, no, I'm not going to say that. I was going to talk about Helga there.
Let's not talk about Helga, Dave.
Yeah, we won't talk about Helga. So
you fucker. So you absolutely
just wanted. I think he just wanted.
His only friends would do it. Go on.
A bit of a fantasy shag. But yeah, just all very weird. But apparently the rumors are, Chris, that he's back with her now. So again, shocker. He's was completely fake as well.
He's done a grand crap, Dave. I've just seen a fucking bus you threw me under. Just fly past my window and I live on the cul-de-sac. But anyway, that is fucking brilliant.
I just realised the podcast we were on and I thought, you know what? I'm not going to explore that one. So
oh, no. Right. Anyway, so... fucking dick. That's so good. Right. Anyway, let's move swiftly on, Dave. No, so Ant and Alexis, it's bullshit. I mean, we've gone all week and Ant hasn't even kissed her. I think Alexis is the prettiest girl out of all of them, Dave. I think she's the most natural looking. She's got great looking eyes. We were talking about it tonight when we were watching it. Everyone was in agreement. It's like there is somebody. He's just a wannabe. He comes across as a nice guy. I think she's all in, and I'm going to go back to her, Dave. But I think that relationship is bullshit, and he's just like he's keeping on for the TV. Megan, the more I watch Megan, Dave, I cannot take to that girl at all.
Oh, she is horrible, Chris. I think we said it last week that, after all the drama, the whole thing with Jordan and Bob was so pissed off, but we read it. We said, well, she'll put on the waterworks. She'll claim that oh no, I've saw the light and we'll make a go of it. But honestly, everything that comes out of her mouth, Chris, is just horrid. And the fact that these all are fake wannabes, I think their personalities still shine through. And she's, I can't keep using the word horrible, but I just think that's what she is. Everything she says is about her. And obviously, in this latest episode, she's going on, and Alexis is still upset. Because new information about how this all unfolded came out with her and Jordan. And then she's like, it was your idea.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I told you, go off and fucking go and snog Jordan. I was just like, fucking you gaslighting, see you next Tuesday.
Yeah, big time. And when Alexis is having a point, she's got a temper on her, you know what I mean? She's got a bit of a fiery side to her, and she knows what she's doing. She's like, really? I'm thinking, oh, fuck me. I was waiting for Alexis to throw a drink over or something, Dave, because Megan, for me, I'm not saying Bob isn't too much, because it's been alluded to this week. Like I said this when we was on BBC Birch with Michelle. I said to her, look, we're not seeing 24 hours a day. If he's Mr. Giddy, and I quoted you, Dave, I said, David said he'd have all the sweets and the E-numbers, which is true. It's a great quote, that, Dave. But he may be that he's absolutely giddy all day, and then you might get this half hour of reflection where you get the real Bob. I don't know. We can only go off what we're seeing on this edited show. But her whole level of entitlement, lack of self-awareness, that she's playing the victim. She's sort of justifying cheating by saying, well, it's brought us together. Sometimes these things have to happen. I'm thinking, you're going to do this to Bob on a continual basis until you find your dream guy. I'm not saying she's going to cheat forever, but I just don't like it. I mean, she's perfect baddie fodder, Dave. I mean, Jordan was a bad guy. I didn't like him. Obviously, Megan's still there. She's doing it. And it is what it is, but I do think Alexis had such a good point about that. It's just that, unfortunately, Alexis goes from 0 to 100 because she's right what she's saying, and what I don't like is all the girls were sticking up for Megan, Dave. Alexis was like right. Alexis was so right to pop at him, and you've got what's she called? What's she called? Taya sticking up for her, and I'm thinking, Taya, shut the fuck up. Alexis is well within her rights to blow. We'd all do the same thing. We're all allowed to let off a bit of steam and say, well, actually, yous are sticking up for her bad behavior. In the context of the show, it is terrible. She's cheating. That's it. They had a conversation. It was all sorted out. And then Megan, for some reason, it just went again because all stuff was coming out that Megan had not told Alexis at this conversation. If she told her, there would have been no reaction. And I think Alexis, for me, Dave, I hope she finds love. I don't think Ant's the man, but I really like her as a person.
Yeah, and what fucks me off, Chris, is like Megan's like, I have apologized and apologized and apologized.
Yeah.
But one thing some things you just can't come back from. Other times you just have to say, look, yeah, it was shit. I've got nothing to say, but she's trying to justify it. And it's like, well, no, I haven't really seen you apologize that much. It's just... Again, I can't imagine just the way she is. I'm not having that it's on the editing room floor that, she's made all these unreserved apologies about it before. She's literally saying it was Alexis's idea and trying to turn it all around on her. So, yeah, I didn't like the way everyone seemed to gang up behind Megan. I was like, read the fucking room.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Yeah, I just... You know what? Fucking Megan's perfect bloke is probably Carl fucking Pilkington. She's that fucking miserable, just not as funny. And I just think Bob is a fucking mug. I've gone from feeling quite sorry for him to, yeah, you must be a fucking absolute mug because you're just being walked all over and you're still like defending her virtue in front of everyone else. You know, you're like, oh, I don't like it when they say bad things about her. And it's like, Bob, you're a fucking idiot.
Yeah. And when you look back, you're thinking, how dare a brother be so arsey? He's another wannabe who's on Singletown.
Absolutely.
And you know what, Dave? I've quoted this, not on this podcast, but it reminds me of that Monty Python sketch. Bloke goes to the doctors with his missus. The bloke's there, looks like a geek. His missus is like this stunning sort of glamour model, blonde woman. Doctor takes a look at her, says, I need to have an examination. He's in the other room doing more than examining her while the guy's outside. And then the massive fist or the big weight falls on the guy as if to say, you're a pushover, mate. And it's a comedy sketch they've done loads of times on Monty Python. That's Bob. She will do that forever in a day. And he gets really upset. He's all in on her. And I'm with you now. It's gone past the point of, look, someone needs to come in and get that bloody cane with the hook and just hook him and pull him out, one of his friends or somebody. I mean, this is obviously already pre-done and stuff, but yeah, I'm go on.
He'll be literally at the end of it, she's going to dump his ass and he'll be like, I just didn't see it coming.
Yes. I thought it was true love, but what about though, Dave? And I've asked loads of people, I'm watching, I know we've talked about him. Everyone's saying the same thing. Two things about, I want to talk about Frankie, Dave. He's never 47. If he's 5 years older than me, then I'm going to look fucking terrible in 5 years. He's about fucking mid-50s, if anything. And also, what is going on with him? There's just something off with this guy.
I don't know. You know what? I tell you what, Chris, he talks exactly like a mate of mine from years ago. Like he was from Stockport. If I close my eyes, I literally hear him. He's just so kind of closed off, isn't he? And in that first week, or no, I think it was in the second week, wasn't it? You know, he got quite arsey about being called out for being controlling. But I just don't know because I see nothing between him and Marilise. But she seems to, when questioned about it, she's like, yeah, we really get on. And it's like, well, that must all happen off camera then. But I don't know. There is just something going on with him. He is so fiercely private. I don't know what he's doing on this show other than to promote his business in Dubai. And I think he's probably not up for all the stuff that makes him a good character on this show. You know, like talking about, well, are you having a sex life? Oh, it's private. I just, there's something very strange there. But like you say, Chris, I mean, old Marilise there, she's doing her interviews for 25 quid or whatever it is.
It's ridiculous. Send you the picture.
Slice of fame as well. Yeah.
Yeah, she's been on Matawi. She was on one episode about 2013. She's been on other things. They've all done the rounds. And what's great about TikTok, I mean, look, TikTok is fucking... I used to love TikTok. When it first came out, it was great. And TikTok pisses me off because everyone just does the same videos over and over. I've done a couple myself, Dave. You know, these sort of viral ones. Everyone thinks you've got.
We were all at it.
We were all doing it. Yeah, and that's not a dig at you. I was doing exactly the same thing. I've got one of my arms in a sling and I'm doing that bloody stupid dancing thing. But it on TikTok, things get unearthed on this. If you put in Married at First Sight, there's all sorts of videos of the cast, Dave, and it's like, you are all fucking wannabes. However, Dave, for me, one of the things that pissed me off so much this week, and it was on tonight's episode, the final one of this week, was Morag. So we've got Amy and we've got, what's his name, the lad she's with? Josh, is it? She's with Dave?
Josh, yeah.
They're obviously all over the place. You know, Josh you can tell the 8-year age gap is a problem. There's sort of, I think it's like a bit of there is a lust thing there, but she just seems like an absolute slapped ass at the moment. He's not doing himself any favors. They just don't seem compatible. They're not going to be together. We're 12 episodes into this. I know timeline wise, it's probably shot over a couple of weeks or whatever. They're not saying to them, right, today we're filming episode 12. They're just filming sequences. We've been and seen every couple. Nobody said a word, Dave. So what does Morag do?
Oh, God,
got something to tell you. what is it? And she's like, oh, I didn't want to tell you. And then we go for a fucking break and we're like, oh, here we go. What is it? He's obviously, as he copped off with her, actually, she went, last year, he DM'd me and sent me some messages on all my social media. What the fuck has that got to do with anything going on here, Dave? What has that got to do? I mean, I'm not saying that I trust Josh at all. I think that he is a player, like you said at the start. He has literally decided to turn over a new leaf when the producers contacted his agent and said, do you fancy coming on this show? He's now a reformed character. Fair enough. Do we believe him? No. But, if it's true, fair enough. However, I don't see what the problem is. She's all of a sudden, she's questioning his fucking integrity. I think she's held on to that. And this is a producer job. And they've said, we're going to use that later on. Instead of just telling her, why did she not tell Amy as well? You know what I mean, Dave? I find the whole thing, it's great TV and we're going to get some proper dramas next week. But it's just like, why have you opened your gob? Are you after the win? I don't understand.
Because it's great TV, Chris.
Yeah, but from a moral point of view, I'm just like, I was literally sat there with Jack Daniels, and if I didn't have such a lovely fucking Manchester Bee Jack Daniels glass and I fucking thrown it at the wall, Dave, I was like, oh, fuck off. It's just like, what is going on?
Well, I had the same reaction, but only because it wasn't nearly as juicy as I was hoping for. They were really building this thing up, and I was like, oh, God, Josh just made a pass at her or something. Yeah, and then it's like, he DM'd me last year. I'm like, oh, are you fucking kidding me? It was nothing, was it? And I agree. No. There's probably a bit of manipulation in there. She chose her time to drop that. But look, I mean, Josh, he's fucking trolling Instagram, fucking sending dick pics, and no doubt he's fucking rampant with it. She can't just, Amy can't just kind of brush all the history. Well, she either has to brush all the history aside and accept him for what he is, or she's in for a long fucking painful time. Because he said he's a bit of a player. He's good, and in fucking lockdown, he'd have been right at it. Now, what I did find interesting, Chris, is again, this was the second example. Megan had done it before, where we see this on Love Island, Bachelor, and all of them that they just give a version of the truth, Chris. I think Megan said something like, yeah, Jordan kissed me and I kissed him back. It's like, yeah, was it really? Is that really how it happened? It sounded like you were reacting to the situation. You were fucking right in there, but it's trying to soften. This is what happened. Chris, Morag would have been fucking DMing him back. She said DMing her a few times, and it's like, all right, so you didn't respond then. You didn't have a bit of flirty banter or anything. You want to be an Instagram model.
Yeah.
And, I just think this is a way that you can create a bit of drama so you can tick the box and keep the producers satisfied. This is a way you can get a bit of airtime. This is also a way that you can tell everyone, look, I've got an Instagram. So if you haven't searched for me, go and search for me now. I think it was a decent play for a shit show TV like this, Chris.
Going all in there, Dave.
I am. But I mean, without meaning to come across unkind, but Morag thinks she is Love Island fodder, and I don't see it myself at all.
Yeah, I'm with you on that completely. And when you look at I've proper gone on a rabbit hole, Dave, finding articles on the contestants, because you know me, I sniff a fucking rat with these fucking shows, because straight away I know what's going, I know where they've been led down and out, they've been told to do different things. And it's funny because Josh, Dave, was on one of my favourite shows, and it's not been on for a while. I think they're filming it again, but a Beef a Weekender. And he's been on stuff like Shipwrecked as well and things like that. And you're like, look, you're just chasing that career. Do you know what I mean? I get it, but it's like you're all together. It's all incestuous. The thing is, it sounds stupid. They may have told Josh last year to DM. I don't even believe that he has DM'd her, but it's all for the show. But if he has, his agent would be like, just DM this girl because I think she's going on this show and blah, blah, blah. That's how it works, Dave. Do you know what I mean? And it's like, Dave, what about Amy? Didn't know this, did you, Dave? In the UK, Spencer Matthew, 2012, one of our, most watched shows or listened to shows. She was on The Bachelor, Dave. Do you know what I mean?
Really?
So, yeah, The Bachelor UK. And I remember watching that one. Morag's been on Take Me Out. They've I mean, Mavely, I say they've all been on this. They're on the outskirts of making something from them. So it's like, you know, it's just, it is what it is. I'm not trying to shit on it because I know what it is, but I don't believe anything.
You know what? I've got to say, Amy winds me up in some ways. Just like, I mean, Josh is a young lad, isn't he? But the whole thing with like the drinks bottle, where she just fucking loses it, like fucking game and leave me alone. Let me drink it out. I want to. But what bugged me more was when, you know, she's all like spiritual and like, you know, fucking karma and all this bullshit. Yeah, she's feisty as fuck. So again, just a massive hypocrite. But then she's like spraying this essence, and it's the way she talks at times. She's like, get rid of some of this negative energy. You know, it's like, what the fuck is that voice?
Yeah.
It's just very weird and kind of put on. And it's like, suddenly she's like fucking transported to the 60s smoking a spliff or something. And I don't know. There's something unbelievably fake about Amy that I don't quite like either. I'm not in Josh's fucking court either. You know, he's just a fuck boy. Just come on for his 5 minutes of fame. He'll be back to being a fuck boy straight after this show's finished.
Here, listen, right? This is just me and you being a pair of fucking bellends. But let's go through everyone's jobs, Dave, and let's try and decipher what they're really doing. Okay, we haven't done this.
Go on.
Okay, so Adam, there is no explanation. He's an electrician. Fair enough, Dave. I think he gets away with that because he is. They showed him on the VT, didn't they?
Don't they seem like, well, right. So for me, Chris, and I will come back to the jobs, but Taya and Adam and Dan and Luke seem like the only actual couple there. Yes. And if they're faking it, they're fucking good at faking it.
Yeah.
So they're the only two, and I've got nothing in any of the other couples, to be honest.
I'm with you. I'm completely with you. So our good friend Megan, Dave, she's a wellness coach. For me, sells Avon. What about yourself?
Oh, that's a good one. Yeah, I think you're right, because fuck me, if I'm feeling a bit shit about myself, the last person on the planet I think I go to is Megan. She's a horrendously negative attitude. And you've met plenty of people like that in your life, haven't you? I'm sure I've told you, I might have told you in the past. Years ago when I was working down in London, again, this was another guy from Stockport. Maybe it's a Stockport thing, although I think they're Stoke, aren't they?
Yes.
They have this kind of weird, it does sound a little Manchester accent. And I remember this guy coming in, and he was an architect, and he comes in, and I'm like, oh, you're right. Oh, no, Dave. Oh, I had a rough night's sleep, and my back's killing me. And like just went on for like 5 minutes about how shit everything was. And it was brilliant because it just summed him up, you know, just looked at everything negatively. And it's like, look, I'm just being polite here. You know? So it just reminds me of that. And I think that's just how Megan is. So wellness coach is the fucking worst thing that she can possibly be. But yeah, Avon lady, that makes much more sense.
Right. Next one, we've got Ant from Manchester, Dave. He's a business development. So what do you think that stands for?
Usually sales, business development, but also possibly Avon.
I'm thinking he's that annoying fucker in the middle of a shopping centre who's trying to sell you fucking, you know,
yeah.
Do you want to insure your dog, or do you want to contribute to this fucking fake charity for £3 a month? You know?
Yeah. Do you want to subscribe to Sky, or I can get you a better mobile phone contract?
Yes,
something like that.
That's him. So Amy is a sports journalist, Dave. That's an unusual one.
Oh yeah, she mentioned that in episode 1, didn't she?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know what sports. It's none that I've ever watched, but
I'm saying she tweets about football, Dave. That's she probably got a really good job, to be fair, but that's an unusual one.
that shouldn't be that hard to verify, though, should it?
No, she might do boxing or something, Dave. Or she's a ring girl. I don't know. Maybe that. I don't know.
Yeah, no, I've just done a quick search. I can't see, but okay, next.
Okay, next one. Daniel is sales, Dave.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, we'll go with that. Right, Marilise, PT, Dave. Can't argue with that.
Yeah.
I love that. PT. This is one of the best ones. Fucking Bobby. He is a business protection specialist, Dave.
Business protection specialist. I don't know. Is that he works in insurance?
I was going to say, is he the guy who puts the shutters up at a shop at night, Dave? I'm just trying to be a smart ass, but yeah, probably you're right. Probably insurance or something.
Yeah, I could imagine Bob as an insurance salesman.
That's true. And what about Nikita, Dave? Simply sales. Now, I'm not being funny. She's probably the best saleswoman ever because she would scare the shit out of anybody who says they don't want to take
my fucking money. Just get away from me, you fucking psycho.
I've just bought fucking double glazing for my house. I've already got it. Yeah, you're fucking having it anyway. She'd scare him. Obviously, we've got Frankie, a strength and conditioning coach, Dave. We did see all that. We've seen his social media and I've seen different articles. I think that he is 100% genuine. So that is his.
I mean, is that not just a PT as well?
Well, I'm a trained PT, aren't I, Dave? You know what I mean? But it's just PT.
But
PT.
To pay the mortgage, you don't do that.
No, I don't. I realise there's no money in it unless I do go to Dubai.
But a strength and conditioning coach, I'm sure that's just a personal trainer. That's all it is.
Yeah, he's a PT. I mean, look, I've got training in boxing and everything, Dave. I've never had a proper boxing match in my life. I've trained it now, but it doesn't mean anything. I could get in a ring and I've done MMA. I could get in a ring there and do it and train somebody. It doesn't mean I'm doing it right, Dave. You know what I mean? But you must be good. You must be good.
You have a buffet approach to these things, don't you?
Yeah,
you try these things for a little bit and it's like, yeah, it's all right.
Yeah,
I'll move on to something else.
Yeah, I've got the qualifications. What's next for me? But anyway, now Morags is a bullshit one. It says she's a vet, but she's a veterinary nurse, Dave. So she's not actually a vet, but they've called her a vet. This is on the official PR stuff. That's fine. She is that. We know that's a real job at the end of the day, Dave. I'm sure it's a rewarding job. Probably more rewarding than going on Married at First Sight.
Is it rewarding? My middle daughter, she was on about being a vet until she realised, well, quite a lot of the time you're putting down animals as well.
That can't be good.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm sure people think about getting into it because they love animals, but then the grim reality of it, and it could be one of those. I don't know how often do they put the animals down? How often, have you seen that program where the guy is like a specialist plastic surgeon kind of thing?
Vet thing.
Yeah, it's good, that, isn't it?
Oh, it's awful though as well, isn't it, Dave? He gets upset.
It is awful. It's heart-wrenching. But when, you have a dog run over or something and you're like, oh, fuck, that's had it. But then, he'll do something and then, make this bionic dog and then it's fucking happy as fuck, like running around and stuff. So it's really impressive, that is. But anyway, bit of a tangent there. So yeah, it's proper occupation, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. And then we've got Matt Dave, charity worker. Interesting.
Interesting. I mean, how do you actually make money from that?
I know when they usually have like a store manager, say like the Red Cross or whatever, they get paid. Everyone else who works there is basically volunteer. So fair play. He's obviously going to take that tribute band. He's been pretty much everyone in the band bar. What's he called?
For the fucking Deaf Society. He could fucking sing for shit, though, could he?
Hey, I made a career out of doing it.
Well, that is true. That is true.
Isn't
he supposed to be Howard?
Yeah, he was Jason at one point. and Jason he was as well. Jason was the best looking of the lot, wasn't he? He's not even in the band now, so I've seen him take that twice live, Dave, so I can't see anything.
Oh, really?
Anyway, yeah, I like a bit of Take That.
I don't mind a bit of Take That, actually.
Yeah, I like
some good stuff.
Yeah, I've seen him as the 4, and then I saw him when Robbie came back. And to be fair, he was at City's ground, unfortunately. But we had Jason Donovan stood right next to us when they were playing. He was actually in Guardiola's bench there, like he was the fucking manager, and everyone, he loved the attention, by the way, as they all do. But it was a good gig. That was a good gig.
Sorry, go on.
Sorry, David. I took great enjoyment of going to the toilets at the council house, which is the Etihad, and weeing all over the Manchester City badge. It was a highlight of the fucking gig, that, to be fair. I took great pleasure in absolutely splash dashing that fucking thing. But anyway, there's nothing to do with this podcast.
They'll still take your money. I'm sure you're not the first, and I'm sure you're not the last.
No, that's true.
Yeah, so I haven't seen Take That, but I went to see Robbie Williams. I think that was at Old Trafford.
Nice, Dave. Nice.
Yeah, no, it was a good gig. Really good gig. That was when he was at his height, really. Must have been 2000s or something.
Oh, easy, yeah, because he did Angels in '98, didn't he? Which was a great song.
Yeah, it was after Angels. I think it was after his second album. But anyway, bit of a digression there. So have we got any more?
We have, Dave. Alexis is a model, Dave. At least she's been upfront about it.
A real one, though?
I don't know. I've never checked the Instagram stuff, Dave, but I'm presuming she's a model of sorts, definitely.
Or is it a Love Island thing where it's like, oh, yeah, I'm a model, but I also work in care?
Could be, yeah. She could be a Joey Tribbiani. She could be a hand model, Dave.
Yeah.
I mean, there is remember when he got his hand twin? He could have a hand twin. Yeah. So we've got...
he was wasn't he Robert De Niro's butt double as well or something?
Al Pacino, Dave.
Al Pacino, sorry.
Al Pacino.
God, wrong way around. But I mean, she is stunning, isn't she? So if she is a real model, you can absolutely see it.
Yeah, totally get that completely. Jordan was a PT, Dave. Not sure how busy he would be if he carries on with his attitude.
He had no poker face whatsoever, did he? When he was annoyed, it was written all over his face. But yeah, I can get that he's a PT. He was built like a brick shithouse when he...
Oh, yeah. Proper good body on him, definitely. We've got Taya, Dave. She's an estate agent, which is pretty good.
Yeah, can see that.
And then the last one is... we've got two more. We've got Lukey Boy, he's a care home manager and a fireman. And obviously, he's not a stripper, Dave, because his stripping was about as good as my fucking rhythm, Dave, if I had to do something like that.
Well, what do you reckon? So very good little exercise. What do you reckon of Luke's bit of a fireman strip there?
Terrible. Absolutely terrible. I don't know what Morag was fucking sniffing, Dave, but she was absolutely, she was just ready to just rip all her clothes off at that point, wasn't she? I didn't find anything. I just found it cringy as fuck, to be honest.
But it's one of those, isn't it? It was just a bit of fun. And the fact that it brought him out of his shell, because he didn't do it like he was fucking Magic Mike or something. He was just doing it and like having a bit of a joke with it. Chris, he's not got a bad body on him himself.
No,
he looks pretty good. Got no confidence whatsoever. Probably not helped by Morag. But I did think it was kind of sweet. She had all of the little notes, about things she appreciates about him. I thought that was nice. It was just a weird turn that, he does a little fireman dance and then she's ready to rip his clothes off. And then the day after, when they're meeting everyone, she just wants to tell everyone that they've fucked. She just wants to announce it to the world. It's like, well, ask me how our sex life is going, and it was just a 0 to 100. Just very quickly, and I was just like, what is actually going on here? Again, is she kind of like, has she come to that realization that, well, actually, if I don't get on with him, there's a limited lifetime for me just being a miserable fucker on TV. I'm going to have to make a bit of a go at this one. Because for me, she's another one. She definitely wants to use this as a platform.
Oh, Dave, 100%. And going on to our last one, he's Josh, and he's in insurance, Dave. So I think, you know what I would say? A lot of these people who have this sort of side job of like being on TV. Look, Sam was crying laughing tonight, Dave, about me when I mentioned on the podcast about my failed TV career as an extra. She's fucking pissing herself. She's like, you fucking talking, you know, we were just talking in general about different people, you know what I mean? And it was failed. It was nothing. It was an 18-month, 2-year experiment. I enjoyed certain bits of it, and I hated the fact that you just looked upon as if they stepped on your shoe by, you know, these supposed, you know, famous people, actors, actresses, whatever, the productions. I just didn't like it. It wasn't for me because I couldn't give me gob short, I think, the way you get treated. But she's pissing herself laughing, Dave. And what a lot of the people who work on TV is, a lot of them are like painters and decorators. They have like a job where they so that you'll get a phone call the day before and say, can you come and do this advert, or can you come and audition? And you drop everything. And there's a lot of the ladies as well who were painters and decorators and things like that. All jobs where you were sort of self-employed, it's steady money. But if you needed to lose a day, you obviously, I'm sure the people whose house you were decorating or whatever you were doing, they wouldn't be happy. But you could just go, I'm gone. And that's where they all do. So these people like him, like Ant, things like that, they've all seemed to have these business development. They all seem to have these jobs where they will get a phone call and they'll be auditioning day for everything. Honestly, I can see it. I can just see by some of the job titles. A lot of them are not PTs, whatever, but I can just see that that's how most of them work, because it's all about chasing that dream. Because I've been there, I've done it myself. You know, I had a job where I finished so early. I could go and do these auditions, or I could go and do it. And I tried it myself. So I'm being a bit of a hypocrite, really, because I just love I love the thought of being on set and doing something. These guys obviously after a different direction. Mine was just trying to meet people who I thought were really nice. Then when you meet them, they're all wankers, Dave. But there you go. So
yeah. But isn't it weird in this kind of age of celebrity? I mean, it's been going on for years now, isn't it? That was the whole inspiration for The Office, wasn't it? You know, that Brent, he just wanted to be a celebrity. The fact that all of this lot are wanting that slice of fame. Chris, if you want a career in TV, go and study fucking film or something. You know, go and actually go to a drama school if you want to be in front of the camera, or take film studies if you want to be behind it. Actually fucking learn the craft. This lot, they just want to like be famous, you know, so that's, you know, reality TV is a way to do that.
Yeah. It is, and it's like what happened, if you think about it, Dave, the boom in the early 2000s. Look at the revolt of like the X Factor, Britain's Got Talent, you know, the proper people, like, you know, you'd have people like Liam, Noel Gallagher slating him, you know, really slating him. But then I think Noel Gallagher's appeared on one of the shows with Simon. You know, he's asked him to come on. Yeah, he's asked him to come as a judge. He's not gone that far. I'm sure he has, or Liam, one of them's appeared on one of them shows. But all these proper musicians, like, oh, these fucking wannabes, they go on this show and straight away Simon fucking Cowell elevates them to stardom. And it's like, well, hang on, me and you have done this at such a low level. We were in covers, you were in proper bands, actually. We were in a cover band together, but you were in originals bands. You know how hard that is to get a break. If someone said to you, Dave, now, or me and you, we were still in our covers band, do you want to come and just do a little spot on a show, 30 seconds and blah, blah, blah. If we thought that would elevate the band, and get us somewhere where we want to be, or get to some big festivals or whatever, we'd fucking do it. You would do it. So I get it. I get it with the reality stuff, like, oh, these Z-listers. But there's a lane. We watch all this stuff. I'm sort of defending them now as well, because there's a lane for this stuff. There's a career off the back of it. You get what they're doing. You get that what we're watching is pretty much 90% untrue. But anybody would be silly not to. Someone somewhere's given him a break, or someone by chance has seen him. Oasis got seen by chance. That guy from the record company was just there by chance in Scotland, and he signed him, and the rest is history. But that was a pure fluke. They were traveling around, but they were cutting the teeth, weren't they? They were being consistent. They were gigging all over the place, and that's the way it happens, Dave. It's one of the things Alan McGee found the Oasis, but it's a lane that, unfortunately, whatever you think now, it's a career that pays fucking lucratively.
You know, I was gutted. The year before I moved up to Preston, I think, was the year that Oasis supported the Verve, just at a little local place. But my mate was telling me about the gig, and basically Oasis were just the support band, and no one was interested at all. Everyone was waiting for the Verve to start, and then they started doing "I'm the Walrus" to finish off, and everyone was like, "Fucking hell, this band are all right." You know, so 1 year what a fucking unlucky thing. But anyway, yeah. So it is a career, isn't it? But we go through this with every series. We start off with that boyish, childlike enthusiasm that it's all real, and then slowly, we keep coming back to that place. Then slowly, we peel back the layers, and it's like, oh god, this is so fake. Yeah. No one's here for the right reasons. Everyone just wants a bit of camera time. Everyone wants to come out of it like the star. Nikita, I am sure, will appear on something else, won't she? Even though she crashed and burned in that first week, pretty much, she'll appear back on something else as well. So fair dues to him.
Yeah, Dave. 1,000,000% she's going to be an ex on the beach. 1,000,000%. And I reckon Ant will probably be on there with her as her ex. I've watched that show from the beginning, and literally I could talk to some woman in a shop and just say, "Hiya, good morning," or someone drops a bag or drops a piece out the shopping, and literally they'll go, "These two are exes." Oh yeah. And the connections you get them on these shows, Dave, is fucking nonsense. So you can literally walk past someone in the street and they go, them two, they're an ex. They've seen each other. They've been on a date. It's so fucking bullshit. She will be on there causing hell, Dave. And that's that. Look, and I'll be watching every episode.
So, Chris, did anything else from this week catch your eye? I mean, again, I'm loving the format. I love the dinner parties when they all get together, when they all go off and have their separate lives. And, I'm okay with that, but I don't love it. It's when you get the drama at the dinner parties. That's what makes Married at First Sight for me.
Yeah, it does.
So I love the fact that we got another, couple of get-togethers this week. And, yeah, it looks like for next week, we're going to get a fair bit of drama as well. And we're in that void now, aren't we? We're in that 3-day period where it's like Thursday night's finished. Crap. We have to wait till Monday night now. Oh, no. So although I'm grateful of the break, on one side of my shoulder, on the other side of my shoulder is like, God damn it, I want more.
Yeah, and I'm with you. I've loved this show. It's been a breath of fresh air, to be honest, because we said Love Island wasn't one of its best series. There was great bits of drama here and there, but it wasn't, and it hasn't held up to some of the earlier seasons. But I still watch it, still love it. We bloody podcast every night about it. We got such a great community watching it with us. Everyone's just like, they're fucking fake. That's what it's about, getting the conversation going. But Dave, I have seen, so on a brighter note, on Friday, 9:00 UK time, Gogglebox is back, Dave. One of my favourite shows. I cannot wait for that. So that's that'll take us all the way up to probably Christmas or just after. I love Gogglebox so much. But that's on. But I have seen, Dave, and you're going to absolutely hate me. So we know Love Island Australia is about to drop at some point, but there is Love Island, not Love Island, there is The Bachelor Australia, Dave. I saw a trailer for that yesterday, and I know we're not going to podcast him.
I know, but did you see the guy?
Yeah, there's a chance for me, Dave, if I was ever single. I'd have a go on it. He looked like...
I don't want to call the guy out, but usually The Bachelor is a bit of a dish, and The Bachelorette is pretty stunning. Where they've dragged this guy from, I do not know. He looks like a children's TV presenter or something.
He does.
But yeah, I'm not doing that.
No, we're not. No. Anyway, Dave, big thank you to everyone as always. Thanks, guys. The Facebook page is just consistently busy. Everyone's chatting about the various shows, and like you say, Dave, it's great. Please go on YouTube if you want to watch Married at First Sight UK, because they are all there. I've just had a quick blimp while we were doing this day. So brilliant. And I know you'd sent a link to some of the guys. So it is readily available. It's not hard to find, guys. But honestly, get over to Chris and Dave's Reality TV cast on Facebook. As always, big thanks to Charlene for running that for us. Me and Dave are on there every day anyway, having a chat with everyone. If you want to follow us on social media, at CD Reality Cast, so if you want to email us, cdrealitycast@gmail.com. Big thanks to our friend of the show, Michelle Jordan, and BBC Radio Berkshire, and our producer, Catherine, who's moved on, Dave, and she's the one who we deal with all the time. Such a nice lady. It's been great. We've got a bit of a regular spot at the moment, haven't we, every week? So it's going well. It's going well, that. And it's nice to talk to someone else about reality TV. So,
yeah.
Excellent. So thanks to them. Big thanks to our Patrons as well. Patreon.com/CD Reality Cast. And as always, here is the roll call of honor. So thanks for supporting us, guys. We have Lucy, Helen, Charlie, Brianna, Jacqueline, Noreen, Claire, Amy, Zoe, Joanna, Helen, Libby, Katie, Dee Dee, Hannah, Ed, Priscilla, Susan, Hennessy, Haley, Lauren, Lucky Lulu Green, and Kent Gustafson. So thank you so much, everyone, guys. It's still so humbling to see such a long list. I know you might think, oh, here he is again reading them out, but we just feel it's just a bit of respect for you guys who support us, just to say you support, and we really, really appreciate it. And everyone and the wider community who supports this show, we love it.
No, it's absolutely awesome. And Chris, over the next week, we've got to record our Love is Blind reunion kind of Patreon episode. So we've watched it, haven't we? But we haven't actually had time to record. So we'll look to do that over the next week. And we've got plenty to say, and I'm sure you have as well about that one.
Oh, definitely, definitely. Well, my good friend, it's time for the weekend. So you have a good one, mate, and I'll see you next time.
Thanks for listening, everyone. See you next time.